Hey everybody, welcome back. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's doing good. Tack för sist, välkommen tillbaka. Norway lost. They probably should have won that game against England. A couple things just didn't quite go our way. Congrats to England. I know my son-in-law is happy. I'm disappointed, but the boys gave us a hell of a ride. It's the farthest Norway's ever gotten in the World Cup, so it's pretty cool. Boy, that's a bright light. So, I wanted to do a video talking about some of the YouTube stuff I like watching. I've had some of you recommend stuff to me, and I was talking about that English couple, something in Siena. A bunch of you told me, and James, is that right? I think James, big buff dude. I don't know if they're on YouTube. I see them on TikTok, but on YouTube. So when I was injured a few months ago, I was out for almost 2 months. I watched so many YouTube videos, and I discovered a whole bunch of people I really dig. And I just thought I would mention a few of them. I'm gonna start with this lady here. I don't know if you can see that or not, how clear it is. Jonna Jinten. Most of you probably pronounce it Jonna Jinten. She's Swedish. Says Swedish artist, musician, and filmmaker. Lives in Sweden. And the reason I dig her stuff, she's got like this really cool vibe to her, like connected to the earth. She makes jewelry, and she hangs her stuff up in, what does she call it? The mother tree. And her cinematography, her ability to capture nature specifically, I really dig it. I like her vibe too. I like her videos. I like what she puts out. She's got 5.25 million subscribers. So there's a really good chance a lot of you know who she is. I know my youngest daughter, follows her as well. Sorry, I'm gonna close those curtains because, man, that's a bright light. Let's see if we can get this a little less crazy. Oh, that's better. I try to keep up on her videos. Her videos are usually a little bit longer. Some of them are, 10, 15 minutes. Some of them go on for a lot longer than that. 36 minutes, 45 minutes. Anyway, looks like I'm behind a little bit. I haven't watched her in several weeks, so there's several new ones. But if you are into nature, artistry, landscapes, where she lives in Sweden is really pretty. She lives by a lake. She's got a drone, and she shows the landscape and feeds her deer and her birds and stuff. It's just a cool vibe. Now this guy might cause a little controversy. I don't know. He's taken off. 1.67 million followers. I started following him. He didn't have 1 million followers. I think he had a few 100,000 when I started watching him. Dwayne Noel, I think is his last name. Dry Creek Wrangler School. He's an old school cowboy. And he is very frank. He says what he thinks, which I dig, because that's my style. Sometimes that doesn't go so well for me, and that's okay. I am not afraid to put out what I believe, and I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff. I'm not going to pretend I'm something I'm not, and that's why I like this guy. He is just old school. I've heard people call him like a misogynist and stuff, which is just crap. He's absolutely not. He is just a traditionalist. That I don't need to tell you his whole act. Odds are he's another guy. You probably know who he is, and you either like him or you don't. I don't agree with everything he says, but I respect everything he says for the most part. I like cigars. I don't smoke as much as he does. I only have a couple cigars a month. But I really enjoy when I'm back home or camping, sitting by my backyard fire or campfire in the woods with a good stogie and just pontificating a little bit to all you good folks. So if you're looking for somebody that's just kind of, old school, likes to tell it how it is, he did a roundtable kind of thing around a fire, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, and it was pretty cool. It was another guy that has a pretty big following. I don't remember who he was, but if you're interested in his videos, go check that out. This guy I just discovered pretty recently, Bjorn Andreas Bull Hansen. Han är också norsk. He's a Norwegian. He lives in Norway. He does his videos from Norway. He's really into Viking culture, which is right up my alley. I mean, my ring here, Helm of Awe, and Eggerkjelmel, if you're familiar. Arm bracelet. I love this stuff. Mjolnir. Now, some people see this, and this pisses me off. And I know it does him too, because there are certain groups that have appropriated some Viking symbols. I won't get into who they are because I don't even want to give them the air. But that's not what I'm about. If you wonder when you see this kind of stuff on me, I'm not a bigot, I'm not a racist, I'm not any of that stuff, and it offends me that people have taken that. Anyway, he's really into the Viking history. He goes out in the woods a lot and films there, and he's another kind of traditionalist. He's just kind of old school. I think he's in his mid-50s. Dwayne, the guy before, they're both a little bit younger than me. I think Dwayne is like 58 or 59. But really cool videos, just frank. If you like frank talk, they're both pretty cool. I was going to find, so Mormon Stories, I've watched a little bit of this guy. I've actually not watched a lot. John DeLynn, I don't know if that's how you say his name. He's got 311,000 subscribers. I have watched a few of his videos. A whole bunch of you recommend them to me because, I've done several videos about leaving the church, being in the church, when I was in the church, how it is to be out of the church. Which is kind of his whole vibe. I think the Mormon church is even trying to sue him for using the word Mormon, which is kind of funny because in the last couple of years, Russell Nelson, who I think passed away fairly recently, right? I think he was like 100 years old. He came out and said they didn't want to be called Mormons anymore. They were Latter-day Saints. I still call them Mormons. I call myself an ex-Mormon. I don't think you get to tell other people how they refer to something, especially when you called yourself that for decades. So it's kind of funny that they're suing him over that. But I don't know a ton about him just because I haven't watched a ton of it. I wanted to find this guy here. You might enjoy this guy. So the No Way guy. This guy cracks me up. It's funny because he grew up right in the same part of southern Alberta, Canada. That's where he lives, 20 minutes from my hometown. He lives literally 20 minutes from my old house. And he just cracks me up. If you don't like swearing, don't watch him because he uses the F-bomb a lot. He'll say, no way, F's sake, but he says the word a lot. But he's fun. If you want something lighthearted, I don't know if I should be doing this, telling you to go watch other people's videos. Watch mine. But that's okay. I like sharing stuff that I'm into. And he's just a fun guy. So if you want, he's got 489,000 subscribers, so he's doing pretty good. You know who I discovered, who I already knew who he was? Kevin Nealon, the comedian. He's been in tons of TV or movies. Used to be on Saturday Night Live. But his podcast or his YouTube channel, he goes hiking. It's like hiking with Kevin. And he gets all these celebrities and he kind of gets down to the more basics of people. It's not like, hey, you're a For example, Conan Bryan right there. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Some of these people, I don't know who they are. But yeah, I don't know who Rick Glassman is. Jeff Dunham, heard of him. Jimmy Kimmel, heard of him. But it's kind of fun. They go hiking, and it's just kind of like a bullshit session while they're walking, which is right up my alley. It's what I dig. I love just sitting around BSing with friends, family and friends. That's my thing. Speaking of BS, and I'm actually heading to the bar here in a little bit because I want to see the Conor McGregor fight, and I can't get it in my hotel. So, this guy is a Canadian. He's actually growing a lot since I started watching him. He's at 116,000 followers. Rob the Maritimer. He's a Canadian dude. Kind of talks about retirement, but he also talks about how to grow your YouTube channel. If you've got a YouTube channel and you're interested, he seems to know what he's talking about. I've followed some of his advice, and I kind of dig it. I'm trying to find, this guy. This guy is fun. Magnus Midtbø, another Norwegian. He's like a pretty famous climber, but he goes and does all kinds of stuff in his YouTube videos. He goes, crawling into crazy caves, which I'm claustrophobic. I would never do that. In fact, if you're from Utah, especially kind of around my area, maybe you've heard of Nutty Putty and the Nutty Putty Cave. The guy that, what's his name? John Jensen, maybe? Anyway, he, about 12 to 15 years ago, I want to say, he went caving on Thanksgiving, and he crawled into too tight a spot. They could never get him out, and he died there, and they actually blew up the cave and caved it all in. I've been up to the entrance. I've been in the cave. I just won't climb into the cave. I actually went into the entrance and looked down there and said, hell no, I am not going in there. I don't understand climbing through these tight spots. When I was hurt, I was watching a bunch of these kinds of videos, and some of them were about people that didn't make it. And this guy does some crazy shit. He's also Norwegian, if I didn't tell you that. Magnus Midtbø. I don't know how you'd say his name in American. Magnus Midtbø, maybe? The O has a slash through it, which makes an sound. But he's fun. He's very adventurous. 3.58 million subscribers. He's obviously doing something right. And then this dude here. Oh, there's one other one I want to show you after. Peter Santinello. He just goes around, from what I've gathered, I watched a bunch of his videos. He goes around America, and he just finds people and starts talking to them, which is something I want to start doing. I want to start interviewing people on my channel, talking to people, getting their perspective on different things. Norway, the culture, America, whatever it is, sports. And he's really good at it. He's got a really cool, laid-back attitude. 4.26 million subscribers, obviously doing something right. And it's a fun one. Oh, I just thought of a couple others. Where is, what's his name? I think they're gone. Hold on, I'm sorry. This guy, he tells stories. Shoot. I'm not finding it. I'll have to talk about him another time. But I was going to show you, there's a girl, I think her handle is Girl Outdoors, and I'm not finding it in my list right now. I think she's a British girl. She's probably in her, I don't know, maybe 25 to 28 years old, somewhere in there. And she just goes hiking by herself a lot. And she'll go on, the Appalachian Trail, or go hike the Scottish Highlands. And I don't know why it's not pulling it up on my list here, but some of you are she's cool. It's fun to watch. She's good with the camera. She goes to some really beautiful places. The guy that tells the story, I don't know why it's not coming to my head. a lot of you are probably screaming at the at the camera right now, or the video right now. Oh, these guys. Let's end with these guys. These guys are fun. 10 million subscribers. I think they're Swedish, or the main guy is, Yes Theory. And they just kind of travel all over the world. I'm guessing they get sponsored for everything. And their trips probably get paid for by the sponsors, but they go to like the most remote island on the planet, or the scariest city in the world, or, you know, into the Siberian, you know, backwoods, just all kinds of cool, crazy stuff. They get millions and millions and millions of views. Their videos are all, you know, kind of close to the hour mark, sometimes a little longer. I'm really bummed I can't find the one guy. Mr. Ballin. Mr. Ballin. That's the one I wanted, so I'm going to end with him. So if I could type, Mr. Ballin. He's got 11 million subscribers. He finds stories from history and just tells the story. It's basically him on the screen with a few graphics and stuff. He's got an interesting style to me, because to me, he doesn't come across completely natural. I think he is being natural. I think that's his style. But he does his research, and he knows what he's talking about, and they're just kind of fun stories. And I really enjoyed his stuff when I was laid up for a couple months. I watched a whole bunch of his videos. He's always got the baseball cap on backwards. Mr. Ballin. So those are a few of the ones I really enjoy watching. I was not a real big YouTube watcher before I got hurt. I was mostly watched YouTube for music videos. You know, if I was sitting around on Friday night or Saturday night and we didn't have any plans, I'd grab a couple beers and just, you know, watch some old school Bee Gees or Rod Stewart or Heart or whatever, just music videos. But when I got hurt, I really started diving down the rabbit hole and discovering all these people. And there's just endless stuff. I mean, there's just endless. And it's just kind of fun. Anyway, I wanted to do something a little more lighthearted. I've done a couple of videos that are a little heavier. You know, I just did one about America and what I think of America, which is, I think it's fantastic. One guy wrote and said, America is exceptional. They're exceptional devils. I wrote back and said, I feel bad for you. I don't understand living your life angry like that and hating where you live, but I'm not going to get back into that. Some really cool people out there. Feel free to share some with me. You know, if there's some people that you really like watching and that, you know, are interesting. I like interesting stories. I'm a storyteller myself. I really need to start sharing some of my stories because I have so many from growing up and just, you know, all my experiences, some fun ones. So I might start putting a little more of that out there. There's one I've been planning on doing for a couple months now, and I still haven't gotten to it. It was about during World War II, the Norwegians were a big part of the resistance against the Nazis. Norway got invaded very early in the war, and the Nazis took over. And the Norwegians had discovered, I don't know if they discovered it, but they had a heavy water plant, which is the basis for creating a nuclear weapon. And some very brave English and Norwegian soldiers basically prevented the Nazis from getting a nuclear weapon, which who knows what would have happened to the world if they had. It might be a very different place right now. So I want to tell that story. It's very cool. I've read it a whole bunch of times because I want to commit it to memory. I don't like reading scripts. I don't want to come across like I'm reading something and it does not come across natural. I'm me. I just got to talk. And you either dig that style or you don't. And if you don't, that's cool too. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, which is fine. But yeah, I'll leave it there. I'm going to go watch the Conor McGregor fight. I don't even know who I want to win because I like watching Conor McGregor do well, but he's also kind of an a-hole too, you know? So It's like when I used to cheer for Tiger Woods all the time. I always wanted him to win, but I always wondered why. He's kind of a jerk. I think he's lightened up as he's gotten older, but he could be a real a-hole. And so can Conor McGregor. I don't know why we root for people like that. I don't know what it is. Just somebody that's so good at something. I mean, Tiger Woods did stuff no golfer's ever done. I mean, Jack Nicklaus was amazing, but if Tiger Woods had stayed healthy and not gotten into all the crap he got into, who knows what he would have done. So, let me know what you think, and I will talk to y'all soon. I'm bummed Norway got knocked out, but it was a fun ride, man. I love, love, love my homeland. It's my country. My soul is there. I'm so excited to go back in not too long, actually. Show my kids and my wife my homeland. Få snakke litt norsk også, for jeg liker å snakke norsk. Får ikke gjøre det så ofte. I can't wait to speak Norwegian again. Like a lot. So have a great night, y'all. Thank you for watching. And subscribing and sharing and commenting and liking. Peace. Oh, tack för denna gång. Vi snackes igen snart. Peace, love.